Namaste, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, and hello. This is Darshan Kaur, your Parikrama host, and I'm back again with a podcast about yet another movie called The Kashmir Files. The movie has been directed by Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri and has Mithun Chakrabarti, who is known as Mithun Da, Anupam Kherji, Pallavi Joshi, my namesake Darshan Kumar, and Chinmay Mandlekar, amongst many other stalwart actors in prominent roles. The GKPD, which stands for Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, is bringing an exclusive pre screening of this movie to various cities in the US. The movie will be released in India on January 26th, which happens to be Indian Republic Day. With me in the Parikrama studio are prominent members of the GKPD. Let me start by introducing them. Mr. Surinder Dhar, who is an IT professional and has been in the US since 2002. He happens to live in Atlanta since then. Surinder ji is an active community worker associated with various charity organizations working for the betterment of Indian American community. He's been involved with KOA, GKPD, Seva International, World Hindu Council, Shiv Mandir of Atlanta, as well as HAF, which stands for Hindu American Foundation. Dr. Mohan Sapru, who is a neuroscientist by profession, is the Washington, D.C. coordinator for Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora. He is also a Hindu human rights activist and a public speaker. He was born and brought up in Kashmir and came to US about 30 years back as a student. Dr. Surinder Kaul is a doctor of internal medicine practicing in Houston, Texas. He's been residing in US since 2001. And he is the past president of KOA, and he's also been very actively involved with GKPD. So I'm going to start with you, Dr. Kaul. Please tell us a little more about the Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora and what it means to you.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank USA Dunia and Darshanji, you in particular, for having us in this podcast. Well, Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is basically, as it is self-explanatory, that diaspora means people who are disconnected with their roots. Now, as you know, that when the terrorism and ethnic cleansing of this peace-loving community happened in 1989 and 1990s, this small community got scattered in different places of India and also abroad. So before I speak a little bit more, I would like to share the tenets of this community. This community has been a very progressive community. It has been the ambassador of peace, which believes in coexistence, compassion, benevolence for all the human beings, irrespective of caste, creed, and religion. And this peaceful community has immensely contributed towards the growth of India and also the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. And it is because of our foundation of pursuit of knowledge. And because of this, many of our community members have made their overseas as their second home. So because of this ethnic cleansing and genocide, this small community got scattered all over the globe. So it was very painful saga for last 30 years. And there was a need to bring the whole community together in exile to create an awareness. And that was the genesis of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, which is basically the only civil society of the Kashmiri Pandits all around the globe. So our mission as GKPD is about creating awareness of what happened in Kashmir, because of which we became victims of genocide and ethnic cleansing, so that the world takes cognizance of what happened. Not only, even in India, people don't know about it. And there has been a deliberate attempt to keep it under the rug. But we are together in this endeavor to create an awareness about what happened, not with the intent of hate towards any religion, towards any sections, but it's a piece of history, and this history needs to be told. And that's where perhaps all of us are together in highlighting the cause.
No, thank you. Thank you for that information. I just wanted our viewers to become aware of what this organization is about before we move on to talk about the movie. So the next question I'm going to address to you, Surinderji, Surinder Dharji, since two of you are called Surinder, so I'm going to just clarify which one I'm talking to. So Surinderji, just tell me a little bit about this movie. Why this movie? What is so special about it? And what does it mean to you?
Thank you so much, Darshanji, for hosting us, and it's a great pleasure to talk to you. So in Bollywood, a lot of directors, have tried to make movies, like Shikara was the latest one, before that Sheen, and there have been many more, where in order to make it a commercial success, they have twisted the facts, and they have kind of, as Dr. Cole was saying, put the facts under the rug and tried to, romanticize this story. There's nothing romantic about it. It's just painful and suffering of our Kashmiri community, in this whole 1990 episode. And I was witness to it, as Dr. Cole said. He has seen, dead bodies in his hospital. I was a PhD student in BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center, at that time. But I was also a member of my community back there in J&K as well. And some of the terrorists, we knew them, we used to play with them also. And one of them came with his people and killed one of my very close friends, Satish Tikku. The way he killed was very barbaric, because his family knew him by face. He knocked the door, and the sister of my friend recognized him and said, "Oh, this is, I don't want to name the terrorist here. This is so-and-so." And she opened the door. My friend Satish came down, and they pumped the blood in his chest, and he died instantaneously. And this word spread, and I got to know that they were kind of looking after some of us friends who were together at this. And the same night, I had to rush out of Srinagar, and I reached Jammu. And since then, I have not visited actually Kashmir again. So coming back to Kashmir Files, so we were, as a community, we were disappointed with how Bollywood kind of dealt with this subject. So some of us came in contact with Vivekji, and he kind of realized that, yes, we have to support this cause, and he has made a movie which is based on this cause of what happened to the Kashmiri Hindus back in 1990. And I have not seen the movie yet, but I have already seen the reviews coming from New York and New Jersey, where it was already, the pre-screening shows have happened, and everybody is saying that true facts have been put, together to narrate the story. Though it's a feature Bollywood movie, but the subject has been dealt the way it should have been from the very beginning. I'll stop here, and we can continue our discussion.
No, and I was getting goosebumps listening to your story, and believe it or not, I can relate because I was a child when 1984 riots happened. I'm a Sardarni, and we had the mob trying to knock down our door, baying for our blood. I still get nightmares about it. So you may not realize it, but we do. We can, maybe we don't know the extent of what happened because, like you said, the stories have not come out yet in a genuine way. But some of us can still relate to some extent to what you guys have been going through.
Thank you
I'm
so
going
much.
to
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to Dr. Sapru. If you same question to you, what is this about this movie that you can relate to? That that's why you're going out of your way to promote it and do this pre-screening.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for this program here. A few points just want to touch upon, which Dr. Kaul has mentioned earlier, and it was elaborated further here. If you look at the Bollywood movies, until today, they have romanticized, sanitized, glorified, and in many cases justifies terrorism in Kashmir, which is really, really a bizarre situation there. Because every time, if you look at the theme, they will just give you the theme that, oh, these terrorists were very noble boys and they were growing up and somehow police came, they did exist. That's why they become terrorists. That is the central theme or the plot of most of the Bollywood movies. But the only problem with that plot is that it's totally manufactured. It's not the truth. Now, why do I say that? I didn't go to library to read that. I'm standing in front of you. If you want to know the truth about Hindu genocide exodus, just look at me. Just look at Surendraji. Just look at Dr. Kaul. You don't need to go for somebody's interpretation of that. As a Jew would say that if you want to know what concentration camp means, go and look at somebody who survived that. So we are in that kind of grade here. And because there has never been an honest, transparent, fact-based mention about this tragic part of Indian history, tragic part of Hindu history, tragic part of Kashmiri history, and more importantly, tragic part of Kashmiri Hindu minority. We call them Kashmiri Pandits. There has to be a need for somebody needs to shed light on it. I think there comes Vivek Ji, who for the first time dared the world that I will tell you the truth about it. And that's what this Kashmir file is all about. It's not, as Dr. Kaul was mentioning, it's not about trying to bash somebody. It's not trying to, have some political agenda there. It is just, can you shed light on the truth? And that's what this movie does. And one more reason why this movie is so important, just to ask the question, is that when this genocide of Kashmiri Pandits happened in 1989, 1990 period, and forced exodus happened, everybody in the world stayed silent. The Indian government stayed silent, the Indian judiciary silent, journalists stayed silent, state government paralyzed, state government, central government paralyzed. Nobody heard it. And it's shocking that even the rest of the India didn't know about it. So this is, I think, one of the, I would think we really owe it to this generation as well as next generation to tell the truth about Kashmiri Pandit genocide exodus, and all the tribute to Vivek Ji, that he came out there and came out with this Kashmir file. And that's all this movie is all about.
Great. No, I mean, I'm just getting, I'm getting, I never get emotional on my podcast, but I will admit to you, I'm getting a little emotional just listening to your stories. So, Dr. Kaul, once again, back to you, the same question to you. And before we started this podcast, you were sharing about how you saw, you were a physician and you saw the dead bodies coming to you in the hospital over there in Kashmir. Please, I know it's heart-wrenching, but please tell us about that, about your own personal experience.
Yeah, before coming on to the personal experience, I would like to share my thoughts about what we are trying to achieve from this movie. So basically, the objectives of this movie that we want to accomplish is because for last 32 years, Kashmir has had a different narrative, whether it is in India, whether it is on all over the globe. And that narrative has been based on thousands and thousands of lies. That was based on manipulations. That was based on you speak lies 1,000 times, that it becomes a truth. So that was the narrative that was existing. Now, because our numbers were not high, so we have to face it the way it came to us. Now here it is that perseverance, hard work, and selflessness is very, very important to drive important things in one's life. And this is one of the example that 32 years of perseverance, 32 years of patience, 32 years of anger and frustration provided us that energy to continue. And today we are here that one of the award winning directors took up this cause and is now ready to showcase this to the world about the truth and the only truth, no falsehood, no manipulations. That is where we are. So that is one objective, is to tell the world about the truth, what happened there. Secondly, we are well wishers of all the communities, including Muslims. But we definitely are very, very hurt that the land of spirituality, the land of rishis, the land of saints, it got stained when some radicalized elements, terrorists, unleashed mayhem and started targeted killings of peace loving community who has never participated in violence in history. If you see over last several centuries, there is not even a single case of a Kashmiri Pandit killing a Kashmiri Muslim in civilian life. That is where we come from. And our hurt sentiments are with the people, the Kashmiris, the Muslims, that when this mayhem was happening, you remained muted. You shut your eyes, you shut your ears, and you let those barbaric, insane people to do what they wanted to do. And you will be culpable of staying silent. And that is where we have the grievances with you. So on that part, we wish well. I know you brought up about 1984 Sikh riots. And let me endorse this, that in our history, this is our seventh exodus from the land of Kashmir, which has a strong 5,000 years of our civilization. Kashmir is the fountainhead of the Indic civilization. It is the cradle of civilizations. And when you attacked us, you attacked our civilization. You ruined our temples. You ruined our symbols of civilization. And you cannot get scot-free. We will pursue it. We will pursue it to the logical conclusion. And in that history, we are very thankful. Not only thankful, we bow our heads to the Sikh gurus who came to our rescue. And they didn't even spare the Sikhs. They didn't even spare the Muslims. Muslims have been killed. There are lots of nationalistic Muslims in the valley. But of the political situations, they were never able to speak. And they killed them. So I'm not saying that only thousands of people, we became the soft targets. We became victims of genocide. But you didn't even spare your brethren. You didn't even spare in the name of faith. They came, but they killed their own people. Hum to paraye the. But the people of Kashmir needs to understand this. The sooner they will understand, the better it is. And this monster will be killed once for all. And that is what objectives we want to showcase through this movie. This movie is not about Kashmiri Pandits. This movie depicts what happens to the persecuted communities, what happened to voiceless communities, what happens to the powerless communities. It so that an Afghani Muslim can personalize with our story. An Armenian Christian can personalize with our story. You and the Sikh community can personalize our story when they were going through the same thing in 1984. What it means. So it is the movie of human tragedy, of epic proportion. And every human, civilized person, every civilized human being, without the sleeves of religion, has to see it from the angle of humanity, angle of mankind. And because if this community, whose tenets is coexistence and benevolence and caring and sharing for all communities and all religions, they don't deserve this. They do not deserve this. And this is what we want to tell the world, that a civilized community, civilized world, everybody has to be following upliftment of the mankind. You will see that Kashmiri Pandits, we have one, our panelist, if you see, there is Dr. Sapro, an eminent scientist. You see Mr. Surinder ji, eminent IT professional. You will see all, of course, we are contributors. We are the people who uplifts mankind. I am a physician. I treat my patients and I take care of them irrespective of caste and religion. And this is to uplift the mankind. That is our foundation. And our biggest problem right now is because we are scattered, we are outside our roots. For roots, we have not seen our roots for last 32 years. My children have not associated with the roots for last 32 years. For this community, for staying outside their roots for 32 years is suicidal. Why? Because for last 32 years and small numbers, such a community is at the verge of extinction. And if this community is allowed to become an extinct, then it is a big, big shame. It is the big shame for all residents of Jammu and Kashmir. It's a big shame for all Indians, because this community stands for all that is required of a human being to be. So that is what we want to project.
आपने बहुत बहुत अच्छे से कहा एंड एंड यू प्रीएम्प्टेड माय क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि मैं आपसे यही पूछने वाली थी कि व्हाट डू यू होप टू अचीव फ्रॉम द स्क्रीनिंग ऑफ दिस मूवी. आई थिंक आई एम श्योर इट्स ओनली वन स्टेप इन दैट डायरेक्शन ऑफ योर लार्जर ऑब्जेक्टिव. सो सुरिंदर जी, अब मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी द सेम थिंग कि आप पर्सनली आप क्या होप करते हैं कि ये मूवी की स्क्रीनिंग के बाद सुरिंदर धर जी की क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव अचीव होगा इससे, आपके मन में क्या सोचते हैं आप?
स्पेशली जो अपने यूएस में very few people really know about what has happened in Kashmir. Even in India also, whenever we go there, you move out of Punjab or South, people don't know what is happening. Why is this happening? What are they going to do to stop it? So one of the objectives here is to get the American audiences to the theaters on pre-screening and show them what has happened and how our human rights and values were trampled by the terrorists. And this can happen to any society. This can happen anywhere in the world. It happened in Kashmir. It has happened recently in Iraq, where Yazidis were, killed like, as if they, they didn't exist. So we have to stop this everywhere in the world. It can happen to Yazidis. It can happen tomorrow to some. It has happened to Ahmadiyas in Pakistan. So one of the objectives is to let some of the policymakers here in US to know that what happens if we are inactive. Inaction causes a bigger pain and bigger suffering, and it can happen anywhere in the world again. So we want to project this movie to the policymakers here so that they know what can happen if we do not take action and if we remain silent about this.
Okay, no. So you want to let the whole world know the truth of what happened, because as you said, I think especially in the Western media, we have not seen, like we do read about Kashmir. I'm just talking from an Indian American perspective, right? Or even some of my non-Indian friends, right? They do know about Kashmir because the media does talk about it so much, but the media does not talk about the stories of Kashmiri Pandits. That's
media only picks up soft stories about apples and shikara rides, And that's what they talk about. They just do not want to, pick up the stories of the human lives and the suffering and what's happening now. Like we haven't been there. Our roots are kind of cut off from our roots. And as I was saying, some of us have been able to kind of come up in life and move on, and but there are many people who have been in depression, I know, since they left, and they're in a bad state of mental health, and nobody cares about them. I mean, obviously our community does, but as a world community, as a government, nothing has happened. I mean, it has the depression and suffering, the mental problems that have caused by this incident to many of our community members is of epic proportion. I know Dr. Cole will be able to tell you more because he is actively involved in, rendering help, healthcare related help to our community members in Jammu and rest of the places. Yeah, I'll stop there.
I believe that the GKPD is actually kind of sponsoring the entire release, the pre-screening of the movie. But I do believe that you guys appreciate donations that to be made to a certain organization. Would you just briefly want to mention about that before I move on to Dr. Sapru?
Yeah, so obviously GKPD, as Dr. Cole was saying, is not an organization or anything. We are volunteers, and we don't have any hierarchy or anything. Like I work here in Atlanta, Dr. Sapru works in DC area. Dr. Cole is in Houston. So we're just trying to bring our community together at the world level without much of the organization structure. We're a very flat organization. Our single objective is to get this Kashmir story right and eventually get back to Kashmir. That is the whole, that all the communities scattered all over the world should be able to claim their homeland. So that is we are contributing from our own pocket, but we also have a non-profit organization. It's 501c US Pragrati Foundation based in New York, where if anybody wants to donate for this cause, he can donate through PayPal or write a check to us, and we are sharing this with the community to make the donations. I think Dr. Cole might add more about the donation part of it.
I know I will. We will actually share the link to when we put this when we publish this podcast. We will share the link for donations along with the description of this podcast. So if anybody wants to donate, they can use that link to donate as well. We're coming to the end of time, so I know there's so much to talk about, but Dr. Sapru, this last question actually is addressed to you. It's about, it's the same question. What do you hope to achieve? Like, what is your long-term objective, not just about this movie, but how actively you're involved with the diaspora? So just tell us your own personal objective of what do you hope to achieve from the screening of this movie, as well as the long-term objective that are personal to you.
I think it's a continuum in this process, what GKPD has been doing actually for several years. The major objective we are talking here about is, you are talking about a community, 90% of whom are scattered around the world. So it's basically their extinction, their genocide, their forced exodus. That's what we are talking about. The issue becomes that there are three things we need to achieve here. One is that we need to tell the whole world about what happened. Now, why do we want to do it? Because, as we all know, the cliche word, unless you learn history, you are bound to repeat it. And this is what we are talking to the whole world, including India. The second part is in this whole process that it's not only a Kashmiri Hindu problem. It's not only a Kashmiri Pandit problem. It's not an Indian problem. Terrorism is basically a scar on the conscience of humanity anywhere, even if I'm living here in US, in Washington, DC. It doesn't matter who is talking about which community. As long as you think that terrorism is a tool to settle your political scores or to settle your geographical disputes. Current in this civilized world, we cannot let that happen. If you look at modern generation, if you look at our generation, modern generation, or if you look at the advances that we are making as a humanity in every field, science, technology, whatnot, it looks like it's almost like a, 10th century concept that people should be hating people of other religion and should be calling them as kafirs and wanting to throw them out of their homes. In Kashmir, it happened in, for example, in my family, I was given 36 hours to vacate the home or look at the dead bodies in our own home. It's not a myth, it's a fact. And people did leave virtually within 36 hours, 24 hours, they left. And imagine in a modern democratic India, such an incident was a shame on Indian democracy. It was a shame on the institutions of India. And what is more shameful about the whole political setup in India is they never got to understand the intricacies of Kashmir situation. Some thought it must be a geographical area, some think it must be some dispute. If I talk even to, even US or in any other country, you ask to our lawmakers, they think Kashmir is some dispute between India and Pakistan. And then they think, oh, there must be something, or people don't get cell phones, and that's what Kashmir problem is. That's just only a minuscule part of it. Kashmir problem has much more dimensions to it. Now, how would we know that? First and foremost is we need to tell the world all what happened. And that's what we are trying to do. This movie is just one step in that direction. And other part is that coming back to your, what would we really want? And as Dr. Kaul so nicely said, one of the part of the civilization or the culture, the religion I belong to, it will never allow me to hate any one of other religion. My heart would bleed if I find a Kashmir Muslim boy, a girl or a woman or man being killed or injured or hurt. No, never. That's not part of who we are. But having said that, the fact also remains that those who did that to our community need to be brought to justice. World needs to recognize it's a genocide, it's forced exodus. That's what we are trying to do. And overall goal, what ultimately is that after we address these issues, the justice, recognition of genocide for what happened to our community, punishing those who are still around, by the way, who have done it. And more importantly, important part is that this community is scattered throughout India and throughout the world. We need to have government of India come up with concrete mechanism, a secured approach. And how do they take this minority, 6-8% minority, and put them back with respect back to the value, without making them so-called ducks in this whole game of that. So that's the biggest question for government of India to solve, including many of us who are trying to kind of work towards that. We need to figure out that we need to have a package for Kashmiri Pandits to go back to the valley, which has to have economic element, which has a security element, which has to have a multi-layer elements to that. And I think that is the one thing which we really need to all of us press, because that's not to be done only for Kashmiri Pandits. It's important for India to do it. It's important for Indian democracy to do it. It's important for India's so-called secularism to do it. It's important for the world to do it, because you cannot have a modern world where somebody picks up a gun and massacres people, and though it goes around and says, oh, look at me, I'm the culprit. I don't get a cell phone. I don't have a cell phone for 3 months. Look at me, the victim, without recognizing that the human rights violations of worse kind have happened for Kashmiri Pandits. And all of these issues need to be talked about, media is one. In this case, Kashmir File, a movie being one of the strongest media to talk about this, Kashmir File is really doing that. Again, letting the world know, come on, open your eyes. Take this biased, brainwashed narrative that have been fed to you, including academia. I happen to be from academia. I know how even academia have become so much corrupted in many ways. They are driven by ideology. So the point is that in a world where you have a social media manufacturing narratives, where you have many journalists having an agenda before they look at a story or interpret a story, where you have politicians who have agenda, in this whole world's mesh, there has to be somebody to stand up and say, let's talk about the truth. The Kashmir File is one of those prominent efforts. And many of us, what we are trying to do are playing our role in a very little way, in a very small way, try to tell the humanity that we have a scar on humanity called this terrorism. We all need to do work against it. It doesn't matter. We could be a Sikh, we could be Muslim, we could be India, we could be in Canada, we could be anywhere. It's for the humanity. And I know Sikhs have suffered because of that. I know how Sikhs have suffered against atrocities, not even historically even. I know how Sikhs have protected even Kashmiri Pandits, historically speaking. And I know they recognize very well what injustice really means. So I'm hoping together we could bring that attention to that by focusing on this movie, on the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits. It's a lesson for all, it's a lesson for humanity.
Very well said. And gentlemen, I think this topic is such that we could actually go on for hours and hours and just not even touch the tip of the iceberg. So I do hope that we will have another podcast dedicated solely to this, and that will bring you back because we are kind of getting to the end of time. For this podcast, I really want to thank you for taking out your precious time to come and talk to us about this. The movie is actually screening in various cities across the US. We will also put a flyer with the list of all the cities and the dates that this movie is being screened in the comments to this podcast. We have a screening in Atlanta on December 5th at Regal Avalon in Alpharetta. I'm actually looking forward to being there myself and watching the movie. And like I think Surinderji mentioned earlier, I was also watching the reactions of the audience from the Long Island, New York, and Edison, New Jersey screenings of the movie that happened over this past weekend. And I heard the words like gut-wrenching, and the people saying it's unbelievable and that it is very, a lot of people were crying, after the screening, and I actually watched all those videos. So I'm kind of looking forward to going and watching this movie myself. I really want to thank all of you once again for taking out your time to be with us. I want to thank the GKPD for bringing this movie to various cities across the US. I wish all the best to Vivek Ji, the director of the movie, the cast, and all of you. And I really hope, for the sake of all my Kashmiri friends, that you guys do get to go back and experience your homeland once again. That is like my heartfelt wish for all of you who've been away from your homeland for so long and who wish to go back and be able to be there peacefully once again. With that, I would like to end with the words of Vivek Ji himself. I've been checking his Twitter feed, and he's been saying this, that this movie may be about Kashmir, but it's a movie for all Indians. So I do hope that wherever you are, in whatever part of US, that you will go and watch this movie. The movie will actually officially release on Republic Day in India, and hopefully it'll officially release in US as well around the same time. So we'll keep you posted about that. With that, thank you, gentlemen, once again. और मैं दर्शन कौर आप सबसे विदा लेती हूँ. अगली बारी एक और पॉडकास्ट के साथ आपसे जल्दी ही मिलूंगी. तब तक के लिए खुश रहिए, स्वस्थ रहिए. Take care of yourself. Bye.
Thank you.